and happy Wednesday. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you're enjoying this hot weather that we've got, but let me know how you're doing. Are you finding it too hot? Maybe if you're working, maybe it's a bit too warm for you. Maybe you're loving it. Maybe you're absolutely loving this weather. So let us know how you're doing in this heat. I think we are set to be enjoying this weather until well into next week as well. Hello, Marilla, lovely to see you again. I remember we connected when I came over to do the live for English classes with Sam, so great to see you again. So happy Wednesday, halfway through the week. Come on and let us know how you are doing today. Would really love to hear. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sarah Bramall and I'm one half of the Coaching Catalysts duo alongside my lovely co-founder, Rebecca Daniel. Rebecca and I are both transformation coaches, we're both NLP and DISC practitioners, and we are both former English teachers as well. And we work with women, with professional women and with female entrepreneurs to help you to achieve what you really want, so what's aligned with the things that you really want, but also to do that with confidence and to do that while you're taking care of your well-being. So we support you to thrive in all areas, whether that's work or in business or in your personal life, to really thrive in all areas. Hey Marillo, great, thank you, good to have you here. So we're going to be talking today about who is in your support network. This is so important. So I'm going to be asking you some questions, giving you some things to reflect on today, but also would really love to hear your take on this, to hear your views as well. So one of my very first mentors was a man called Jim Rohn. He was a personal development coach and speaker in the States in the sort of 80s and 90s. And my dad had his cassette tapes that he used to play in the car called The Art of Exceptional Living. And he used to play these again and again and again. So when I was a young teenager, maybe sort of 13, 14, I would hear these tapes being played again and again and again. And for those of you who are familiar with Tony Robbins was mentored by Jim Rohn. That's where he kind of got started. But one of the things that Jim Rohn said, one of his sort of key teachings was that you are, or we are, the 5 people that we spend the most time with, because we are creatures who were formed, we've evolved as being part of a tribe. We're not individuals, we're part of a tribe. And that's how we thrive and that's how we've survived in evolutionary terms. And I think we forget that sometimes because we do live in a society and a culture now that can be quite individualistic. And we forget sometimes how important the people around us are and the influence of those around us. Hey, I see you joining on Facebook or YouTube. Pop into the comments. Say hi, let us know how your day's going. Just got started talking all about your support networks, just talking about Jim Rohn's phrase or teaching, we are the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So it's really useful to stop and think about, well, who are the people that I spend the most time with? And what's the impact that those people are having on me? Is that a force for good? Is that I'm surrounded by people and I'm in relationships that are lifting me up, that are making me happy? Is that the case? Or is that not the case? Just notice what's going on there. Now, sometimes with our close family, we may feel that we don't have an option but to be in those relationships. We want to keep those relationships, sometimes for better or for worse. Okay, and absolutely respect that. But we do have a lot of choice, we do have a lot of agency over the people that we tend to spend time with. And sometimes we're not always very conscious of that. Sometimes we're not very mindful about the people that we're surrounding ourselves with. So I just encourage you today to take a look at your circle. Who are the people who you are surrounded by? And notice what's the impact that they have on you? What is the impact that they have on your mindset? What's going on there? Just notice that. And then, are they the right people? Are the people around you giving you the support that you need and lifting you up in the way that you need. Now, lots of people obviously come to us for coaching and for training because you're ready to make a change. You're ready to do something different. And often, when we're ready to make a change, we're ready to do something different. It can really help to be surrounded by like minded people who are also on a journey, who are also committed to their personal development, also committed to change. And sometimes that can bring up a bit of resistance from the people around us, the people that are close to us, because they love us how we are and they don't always want us to change. So sometimes when we're in that process of making change, it can be really valuable to make sure that we're surrounded by other people who get it, other people who are maybe doing similar things, other people who may be just a step or two ahead of us in this journey, so that we can support each other, so that we can learn and grow together. Hey, Amir, thanks for joining as well. So are the people that you're surrounded by the right people, or is it maybe time to extend your network so that the people around you are supportive of what you're doing or what you want to do? Think about that. Now, that can be in an online community, that can be through offline connections, but just to encourage you to consider that. And then looking at that support network, who have you got around you? Looking at the people that you're spending your time with. Are you spending the right proportion of time with the right people? Because again, when we're not conscious of this, what can happen is that we can get caught up and distracted in relationships and time and people that maybe are not so important to us. And it again can be really useful to think, okay, so of all of these people in my life, of the people in my life, who are the 20% that I really care about? Who are the 20% that I really want to invest my time in? And am I doing that proportionally? Now, I have to be really mindful of this because I'm, very fortunate to have, a full life and to have lots and lots of wonderful relationships. But if I'm not conscious, it can be very easy for me to neglect the time with my husband, neglect quality time with my 3 children, spend a lot of time with my children, but I do have to be conscious about making sure that I make quality time for each of them as well. And also taking my friends for granted sometimes. And I have to be conscious of that. Am I showing up for my friends? Am I making my friends a priority? My close friends, am I keeping them at the forefront? Or am I spending a lot of time with relationships which are fine, but maybe more casual, maybe less important to me and to who I am? So it's just good to stop and to consider that. And then finally, are we allowing ourselves to be supported by our support network? Lots of us have the idea and we put pressure on ourselves that we have to do all of it and we have to do it alone. And it can be really, really hard for us to admit that actually, do you know what? I can't do everything, or I don't choose to do everything. So where do I need support? Now, it might be that comes in the form of paid support. So it might be that if you are in a position to, you can pay for some support in your life in whatever area that is. So whether that's online shopping or getting some help with the cleaning or whatever that is. Or maybe that's in your business. Maybe that's actually, I do think I need some support from a VA, or I do need some tech support because I'm spending a lot of time doing things that are not really aligned to what I want to do. Or is it about supporting your relationships? Is it allowing other people in to allow you to share the load, allow you to share the responsibilities? Now, sometimes we think about that as selfish, but actually when we allow ourselves to be open and say, do you know what, I can't do all of this by myself. I do need some support. I do need some help. It gives other people permission to ask for that support in return. And that's the basis of, really, really quality relationships. Okay, yeah, Marilla, it's hard sometimes when we don't have somebody to talk openly to about how we're doing and giving us advice. I agree with you. And I think, that's a really important thing for us to remember as well, because so often when somebody goes, how are you? They're, oh yeah, I'm fine. Or when you ask somebody how they are, they go, oh yeah, you're fine. and you don't really follow it up. But actually, it can be really useful, can't it, when we say to somebody, "How are you?" Maybe just to ask them again and go, "Well, how are you doing really?" And that can be the start of a good conversation about how people are doing really, and what support might they need, and what might we be able to do to support them. So just going back in time again, those of us who maybe don't know Rebecca and I, maybe don't know our story, we actually met through a course that we did together, and we were paired as accountability buddies. So before we went into business together, we were paired as accountability buddies, and we had a relationship where we set up a weekly check-in with each other, and it was exactly that. It was purely for support. We would call each other and go, "How are you doing?" And we'd check in with what you said you were going to do last week. How have you got on with it? And we were accountability buddies. We just kept each other on track. We didn't give each other a hard time if we hadn't done it. We just helped each other. We encouraged each other. We supported each other. And it was that relationship of support really that formed the basis of our relationship initially as friends before we came into business together. So today, the point really today is to encourage you just to stop and just do some reflection. Who are the people in my life that I'm spending the most time with? Do I choose to keep that as it is, or maybe is it time to make some changes? Am I spending the time with the people I care about most, or am I allowing those to be kind of filtered out because I've got so many other responsibilities to fulfill? And what support do I need? And what am I doing to make sure that I get that support? And remember, that's not selfish. When we ask for support, when we admit we need support, it opens the doors for others to ask for support as well. So I'd love to hear from you. What's your reflections on that? Who is in your support network? Do you have support? Do you value that support? Or are there areas maybe in your life where you think, actually, I'm going to need a little bit more support? I'm currently in the process of thinking about the support that I'm going to need through the summer holidays with my children, but also in September when we go back to school, what support I'm going to need there so that I can be there for my children, but also run my business as well. So I'd love to hear from you. What is it that you need? Okay, that's it from me today. Remember, if you're watching later, don't forget to come and give us a hashtag replay and let us know your thoughts as well. We would really love to hear. And I'm saying we because I'm so used to being here with Rebecca. For those of you who don't know, Rebecca is on maternity leave at the moment. She's had a beautiful little baby boy, Tobias, who is just a few weeks old. She's doing really, really well, but understandably isn't up for doing Facebook Lives at the moment. Hey, lovely Kim, good to see you. Just caught the end of us. We're just talking about who's in your support network, who are the people you're spending time with, where do you think you might need some more support, and are you spending the right time with the right people? So I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Okay, now today, just to let you know, at the moment we are booking in clients to start working one-to-one with us in September. So if you are in a position where you're thinking, right, I am ready to take my business or take my career to that next level, or I'm ready to make that change that I've been putting off, or I'm ready to do some work on my confidence or to improve my well-being, pop us a DM here or send us an email. We'd love to hear from you, love to book a call and talk about how we can support you on a one-to-one basis as well. Okay, enjoy this beautiful sunshine. I hope that you're keeping cool and not feeling too hot and bothered. I've got my middle son is doing his performance tonight, The Lion King, so I'm really excited about that. And let us know your thoughts. Who's in your support network? What's going on for you? All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and being here live with me. Take care. Bye-bye.